The purpose of these lessons is to show you the logic behind the most basic Chinese characters, beginning with the simplest pictograms, and later combining these elements to create more complex characters. This lesson contains two characters, one of which is based on the same bone radicals, gua and dai, in the previous three lessons, and one which is its polar opposite in meaning. We're talking about the characters for living and dying, with many phrases and expressions for each. We'll start with the character for death and dying. A person with bowed head, mourning over a broken skeleton. The person in mourning was simplified and moved to the right side of the bones to create the modern character. Pronounced third tone, 死, 死. So apparently dreaded is this pictogram that there's not another Chinese character in the dictionary with the same pronunciation of third tone, 死. It's also the reason why the number 4, 4, in Chinese is considered an unlucky number, even though the tone is distinctly different. Our first set of examples all mean to die or to the point of death. 她生下一个男婴以后就死了. She died after giving birth to a baby boy. 我爸死后不久，妈妈也死了. Not long after my father died, my mother passed away too. 7名死者的死因不明. The cause of death for 7 of the deceased is unclear. 请不要说死者的过失. Please do not speak ill of the dead. Literally, don't speak of the dead person's mistakes. 什么人把我的花弄死了? Who killed my flowers? 黑道分子开枪打死了一个员工. Gangsters shot and killed one of the employees. 生死关头 is an expression meaning a life and death crisis, a critical juncture in life. 在生死关头看到人最可怕的一面. A life and death struggle exposes one's most frightening side. Another 4-character idiom is 九死一生, 九死一生, literally 9 die and 1 lives, meaning grave danger, with only a 1 in 10 chance of survival. 他这回可说是九死一生. His was truly a narrow escape from death. 像你这样能九死一生的人不多. Not many people have been so fortunate as you to come out alive. This next group of examples puts 死 after another character or expression to indicate to an extreme degree. 仇人一定恨死你了. Your rival must really hate your guts. 来回要2个多小时，麻烦死了. Going there and back will take over 2 hours. What a pain. 你这个话我听得烦死了. I'm so sick and tired of hearing you say that. Remember, 麻烦 means bothersome, while 烦 alone means irritating. 他吵得没完没了，我烦都烦死了. His constant whining is driving me up the wall. Notice one way to add emphasis. Repeat the first character of a phrase with 都，烦都烦死了. 他们不通知而失约，我气死了. They didn't bother to call and then didn't show up. That really ticks me off. 小侄子不听话， 气死我了。My little nephew's behavior made me so angry. 爸爸在的话，他一定骂死你。If Dad were here, he'd really tell you a thing or two. 你怎么这么不守时，把人急死了。How can you be so late? We were worried to death. 打电玩吵死人了，你们到地下室去。You're so loud when you play video games. Go down in the basement. 你把马骑得累死了。You've ridden this horse to exhaustion. 这份工作差点把他累死了。She's about ready to drop from exhaustion from this job. 今天不知道怎么搞的，我累死了。I don't know what's wrong today, but I am beat. 妈看到他就开心的要死。Seeing him sure made Mom's day. In nearly all of the above examples, 死了 was used for emphasis, but there are other variations, such as 开心死了，开心的要死，开心的不得了，气死了，气得要死，气得不得了。The following set of examples also mean to an extreme degree, but 死 appears before the phrase. 他累死了，就是死要面子不请人。He's dead tired, but too proud to hire someone to help out. 别死要面子，跟我说你有什么事。There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just tell me what your problem is. 他为什么死守这么没意思的工作？ Why does he insist on sticking with this dull job? 古时男人认定女人必须死守在家。In olden times, men firmly believed women should remain in the home. 国家机关迫使我去死啃德语语法。This national institute is forcing me to wade through German grammar. My government employer is obviously pressuring me to study German in order to be promoted. The next three examples place 死 in front to emphasize certainty, rigidity, or inflexibility. 惹我，你就死定了。Provoke me, and you're dead. Literally, you'll die for certain. When learning a foreign language, it's recommended that a student practice and use what is learned in a natural language environment. Memorizing vocabulary in mechanical fashion just for a test is rendered as 死背生字. This next phrase is used to describe someone who's obstinate, with a one-track mind. His or her mind literally rigid and inflexible. 不要这么死心眼，你知道我的意思。Stop being so stubborn. You know what I mean. This phrase appears in Chinese dictionaries with the retroflex R at the end. 死心眼儿, indicating that it started out as a Northern Chinese or Beijing colloquialism. The next group consists of 5 sentences using the phrase 死心, meaning to give up on an idea. Literally, let that idea in your mind die for good. 我已死心了. I have no more illusions about it. I'm done with it. 你想娶这个女人，最好死了心吧. You'd best give up the idea of wanting to marry this woman. 女友要分手，然而三哥不肯死心。His girlfriend wanted to break up, but my older brother wasn't ready to call it quits. 这件事 你最好死了心吧。You might as well just drop this matter altogether. 你的意中人已有女朋友，你死心吧。Your dream boyfriend already has a girlfriend, so forget him. These next 6 examples have 死 coming after the phrase, indicating something is blocked, stopped, unable to move. 我已是心死了. I no longer have any feelings for him or her. Literally, my heart is dead to that person. Be careful of the order of the characters. 心死 and 死心. The meanings are very different. The 2 phrases 堵死 and 封死 both mean blocked or closed off. 堵死 generally means the blockage can be remedied more easily, whereas 封死 tends to be used when something is sealed off for an extended period of time. 后面的木门是堵死的. The rear wooden door is blocked. 屋主把不用的门都封死. The owner sealed off doors that weren't being used. 大卡车出了意外，把街道全堵死了. A huge truck was involved in an accident and completely blocked the street. 因为水灾的关系，地下道完全封死. The underground pass was totally blocked due to the flood. 涡轮机卡死了，不能开动. The turbine is stuck and cannot be operated. In Lesson 26, I introduced the phono-semantic character 话, meaning words or speech. In that lesson, we also learned that the phonetic for 话 and the character for tongue, 舌, became confused, with the result that in modern writing, they're now indistinguishable. That phonetic element appears in today's second character, and originally represented a device held tightly in the mouth to aid in hooking an arrow onto a bowstring. When paired with the water radical, this new character is pronounced second tone, 火, 火. Clenching that device tightly between the teeth meant the mouth was nearly closed. So this character originally indicated the sound of water flowing through a narrow opening. And water flowing rapidly enough to produce sound was not stagnant, but moving, active, flexible, lively. All connotations of this character today. It so happens that 火 is the direct opposite of 死. We'll start with the verb, noun, and adjective. In other words, to live, life, and alive. 吃是为了活，不要活着是为了吃. Eat to live, don't live to eat. 父母没能活着看到他今天的成就. Her parents never lived to see her accomplishments today. 我们没想到他会活得这么久. We never expected him to live this long. We learned before that the color white, 白, can also mean empty, in vain, to no avail. 他认为他的一生好像白活了. He feels his life seems to have been wasted. 要是你开心，我的一生就没白活. If you're happy, then my life hasn't been in vain. 你这个小子，白活这么大了. You totally useless little jerk. Literally, your existence, up to now, has been for nothing. 他的工作 是生活的重心。Her work is her life's focus. 她的生活过得很开心。She's truly enjoying her life. 我的生活用不着你们来过问。My life is none of your business, so butt out. 她的生活完全例行公事化。Her life follows a fixed routine. Notice 或 used somewhat like English IZE, literally routinized. 这间家电行也卖生活用品跟百货。This home appliance store also sells items for daily use. Literally, numerous items for one's life. 火车意外之后，车内已没有活人。After the train accident, there was no one aboard still alive. 死背的中国字，你根本不会活用。You're unable to actively use the Chinese vocabulary you've memorized. 活像 literally means the living image of someone, an exact replica of something. 我两个哥哥活像爸爸。My two brothers are the spitting image of Dad. 你活像你妈妈小时候的样子。You look exactly like your mother when she was little. 活生生的例子 means a real living example. When doubled, 活 refers to something happening while still alive, such as being burnt alive. 有人把看家的德国犬活打死。The German Shepherd watchdog was beaten to death. 生意好，把全家几乎活累死。Business was so good, it nearly wore out the whole family. This refers to one of those very common Chinese family-owned shops, where everyone from the grandfather on down to the grandkids are employed. This next group of sentences refers to activities or exercise, 活动, and energy in general, 活力。不要约束小朋友去户外活动。Don't limit your children's outdoor activities. 这件事会打乱一切的活动。This will throw a wrench into all our scheduled activities. 这个活动想必是违法的。This activity is most likely illegal. 聚餐是定在宿舍活动中心的餐厅。This get-together will be held in the dining hall of the dorm activity center. 大夫说，你需要多活动右手肘。The doctor says you need to exercise your right elbow more. 公公连一点活力也没有了。Granddad doesn't even have a little energy left. 你的工作需要多增加一点活力吧。You might need to put a little more energy into your work. 画家的创作活力几乎都用完了。The artist's creative vitality is on the wane. This last section is the combination of 死 and 活 to create idioms. The first idiom is 死去活来, which means hovering between life and death, half dead or half alive. 有人包围扒手，把他打得死去活来。The pickpocket was surrounded and beaten half to death. 叫人啃书本，啃得死去活来，不人道。Putting such pressure on people to study is simply cruel. The second idiom is 你死我活. Literally, you die and I survive. It means to fight to the bitter end. until one of the combatants is killed, usually metaphorically, of course. 两个仇人打架，打得你死我活。The two foes were engaged in a life and death struggle. 我父母过去一直吵得你死我活。My parents always used to be at each other's throats. 旱灾时，人为了用水打得你死我活。During the drought, people fought tooth and nail for water. 分手时，最好不要你死我活的叫骂。It's best not to get overly vicious and spiteful during a breakup. Here is our color chart with today's two characters. 死 and 活. Here's a recap of today's lesson. 1. That fearsome character for death and dying is third tone 死, consisting of a person mourning over skeletal remains. Despite contributing mightily to the fear of number 4, 死 happens to be quite popular in spoken Mandarin, often appearing after a character to indicate to an extreme degree, such as verbs 恨死 to loathe, 气死 to infuriate, and adjectives 急死 worried sick, 累死 exhausted. 死 can also be found before certain phrases to show extreme degree. For example, 死要面子 desperate to save face, 死心 to rid oneself of an idea once and for all. Something dead cannot move, so 死 lends itself to expressions of something fixed, stuck, blocked, inflexible. Something that we find in 堵死, 封死, and 卡死. 2. The opposite of 死 is 活, today's other character. It originally referred to the sound of gurgling water flowing through a narrow opening, pronounced 锅. That explains the water radical, indicating moving water as opposed to a stagnant pool. The idea of movement carries over to anything alive and active, and is pronounced 活, a variation of that same phonetic element. As a verb, 活 or 活着 means to live, be alive, and as a noun, 生活 refers to life in general. 活动 means to be active or any activity, and 活用 means to use or apply knowledge with imagination or ingenuity, literally, flexibly, as opposed to 死背, to memorize information but lack the ability to apply it. Now you will find a short quiz on double, triple character, and longer expressions. Answer using only the characters learned so far. Thank you for watching and listening.